Welcome to Alice version 2. We've done a major upgrade and I'd like to show you the basic navigation changes from what you've seen in version 1. The first thing you'll notice is that it's a lot cleaner looking and we've moved all of the navigation to our admin panel on the left. We used to have the admin panel on the right, but you'll now see that on the left. And this gives you access to all sorts of things. Your history is here now. You can access your history exactly as you did before with folders and all of your conversations. You can change the number of those and organize them here in history. And you can do a few other bits and pieces here, which I'll show you later. There's an action feed. You can change the AI model that you're using for your agents. You can edit your agents here, and you can access all of your recordings. This is where all the backups of your recordings are, and we now have a new meeting agent. This is where the meeting recordings go. So the admin panel is now much more rich and able to be accessed all sorts of things. You'll notice beautiful design elements, glass. So, we now have a translucent glass all over the place. Down here, it's pretty cool. In dark mode, you'll start to see that translucent drop boxes and all sorts of things around our design elements. We also down here have the settings. Now, settings is where you will find a lot of the stuff that you will want to access fairly quickly. For example, this is where you find your integrations. So if you want to connect Alice to any of these integrations, this is where you do it. You can manage your existing ones here and you can see what else is available. And the library of this is now getting quite large. So that's how you access integrations. You can now access your admin and your account information. Significantly, your profile is here, and this is where you can update your chief of staff with latest information. You click in here and basically teach your chief of staff what your new goals and styles are and what you'd like to change, and that will automatically update your chief of staff. Our admin panel, this is adding new team members to your account. Down here, obviously, billing and security. We now support two-factor authentication. The meeting assistant is a new feature where you can add Alice to any video meeting, Zoom, Google, Teams, and it will record all of that stuff and it will bring it in as a recording. I showed you the recordings a minute ago. So this is where you organize it, but where you access the recordings is here under the main panel here. And you'll see it's either a recording or a dictation, or if it's a meeting, it'll be a meeting. Down in the chat box, this has got a few features that I want to really point out to you. We've now got a tasks box here. I'm going to tell you about that in a separate video. But what this is a bunch of shortcuts, tasks that you would type in there and prompt, for example, go and look at my Xero, give me the profit and loss statement for this year and last year and show me the variances. What we found is people were putting prompts in that were confusing the AI and were getting poor results. So we've built a number of standard tasks, and you have the ability to add your own task and tell it what you'd like it to do and create your own task. Brilliant shortcuts. If you want to do a daily priorities, you click on that, it goes into the text box here and you simply send it and it will do all the work for you. We have our dictation here, the voice input, but the drop down next to it gives you the option to dictate, which is for short recording periods up to about 20 minutes. Record is if you want to use this in a live meeting, that will record for hours and develop a transcript from it. If you're an allied health professional, this is where you record your consults and it will allow you to download professionally formatted SOAP notes or transcripts or whatever you need. Conversation mode is where you turn that on and you have a conversation with Alice as a vocal, in voice mode, and it will retain a copy of the text of that conversation. The whole area of Alice is really designed to be much more user-friendly. You'll notice up here you've got little alarm or a bell, a notification. This is to do with Alice's memory system. When Alice remembers things, it will give you a little note of what it's remembered and why it's remembered. The other thing I want to show you briefly is the action feed. I've got a whole video on that, but action feed opens up and gives you a snapshot of all of the most important things that you need to deal with, and it allows you to actually work on that, or click done, or write Seth Godin type blog. I can ask Alice to help me. I can ask my chief of staff to help me, and that will go to work. And you can kind of get all this done and get through your tasks very, very quickly. It's really cool. So dive in. Things are in new places. Experiment. You can't break it. And give us your feedback. We'd love to hear what you love and how this is impacting the quality of your work using Alice in your business.